Do you have a rule where you will spend a certain percentage of your income, or are you quite reckless with your spending?
No, actually, I ran the numbers the other day, and I actually figured out that I haven't been sticking to my rule in the opposite sense. I was like, I need to spend more money.
Letting little kids run around your jet.
You know, ever since I kind of grew a lot on social media, there's certain stuff I really have refrained from talking about, but like there's properties I own that I use, but I also rent out. Because the way that I view things is, I don't view things as how much money did you spend on something, or in terms of fun assets. I don't look at how much money did you spend on it. It doesn't matter. Listen, someone could spend $50 million on an asset, and if they are guaranteed to return back $50 million, like guaranteed, that's the fire sale price, then it's not irresponsible. They're not spending money, they're just parking money.
Yeah.
So, you know, I have some of these assets where if I was just to buy it, like some of my properties, if I was just to buy them and just have them sit empty, that's irresponsible. I need to look at that and go, am I being kind of dumb here? Could I just, in that point, might as well just rent, and you don't have all that money tied up, you know, like all sorts of stuff.
What would you say now, going back to education, are 5 key or essential skill sets which are going to get you far in life today?
5 skill sets. Sales is definitely one of them, because it doesn't matter who you're selling to. It doesn't matter if you're selling to clients or you're selling to your boss. You know, at the end of the day, there will come a point in which you need to sell yourself as to why you deserve a raise. So I believe that sales is definitely one of them. Managing people, once again, even if you don't own the company, even if you have people that work in your department or you work with, you need to learn how to manage people and manage emotions. And that is super, super important. I would say paranoia. If you want to achieve supernatural amounts of greatness in your life and excellence, you need to be paranoid all the time. And by paranoid, I mean that who's taking my spot? Who's doing things better than I am? I'm doing well, but is this really all it could be? If I keep doing the same thing for 2 years, what will that look like? So I would say paranoia is definitely one of the most important things. Critical thinking, just being able to unemotionally look at things for what they are, not the, hey, someone wants to make you feel bad or someone is trying to shame you for like, how have you come to this conclusion? Not what someone is telling you, oh, you're a terrible person. How could you even think against the grain? Or how could you not agree with this thing that everyone agrees with? That doesn't matter. Can you critically think for yourself? So that's that. And the last thing is, I'd say, finances and managing cash flow. Like, you need to be able to manage cash flow. It doesn't matter if you're working with $20,000 a year or $200 million a year. You still need to be able to manage cash flow, and you need to understand where to put cash. And with that comes offense and defense and risk management. It doesn't matter who you are in life. Risk management is very important. And I think that's one of the biggest reasons why, you know, over the years, everything that I've told people to do as a business model and as a way to make money, like, I see people out there telling beginners to trade crypto. And I ask myself, you're either genuinely brain dead, or you can just like, you have no conscience and you can sleep well at night. How stupid do you have to be to tell someone who has $3,000 saved up from working summer jobs, you know what the best way to make money is? Trade crypto. Because yeah, you know what? Maybe, just maybe, the one out of every 100,000 people or 10,000 people will get lucky and have that coin that 20x's. Okay, great. You got $60,000. Where do you go from here? Because quite clearly, you don't know how to fucking make money because you just got lucky. And by the way, this is also coming from a person that made close to, probably in that period, I put $1 million into Bitcoin in November of 2020 and rolled into Ethereum, probably in that period, close to $10 million in crypto. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm a genius. I will say I made $10 million in crypto and it was luck. Now, of course, you know, at some times you make some strategic decisions in this and that, but like, for the most part, it was luck. That has no affiliation or association to me as a businessman and as an entrepreneur. So risk management is so important. It doesn't matter what position you're in life, because if you have $3,000 in the bank and you think that, okay, you know what, I'm going to start trading crypto. yeah, you could make a bit of money, but you could also fucking lose everything. And that's why you need to work on businesses, and you need to work on things where even if you failed for 12 months, how much damage is that going to cause to you? Because if you go ahead and you buy, and this is why, you know, it's so funny to me. Sometimes people tell me, oh, why do you recommend we do something if you don't do it anymore? And it's like, because I'm sitting on infinite money, infinite connections, and a massive brand. I literally will make a phone call and make $5 million. It's at that level now. So like, you don't have that. So yeah, maybe I'm telling you to do things that I'm not doing, but I was doing them back in the day. And that's how I got to this position that I'm at. So that's really all to say that I think risk management is part of that, is being able to play offense and defense and see that, hey, with your money, I think people should be willing to spend their money. But if you're spending your money, let's say you spend $2,000 on something. Let's say you spend $3,000 on something. You know, let's say, for example, someone comes to even your mastermind and they come to one of your events or an adventure event that you're a speaker at or something, and they spend $5,000. I guarantee they'll walk away, at least in that situation, I know that they'll walk away with something that maybe not today, maybe not next month, maybe not even this year, but within a few years, it will make you more than $5,000. What's $5,000 in the scheme of things? Yeah. But if they spend $5,000 and you put it into some crypto coin or day trading or Forex or all this shit, and you end up with nothing and also no tangible real skills. So yeah, I would say that's the last thing, which is risk management. And
do you ever wonder where your life would have gone, what direction it would have taken if you had been brought up in this happy family with both parents who get along with each other? Do you think you would still have had that drive inside of you?
I don't think you have the same drive. No, I don't think the drive is there, because you either do things out of inspiration or desperation. And by the way, there's some people who genuinely can do things out of inspiration. I am not one of those people, I'd say. I don't think that's a bad thing either. I think I'm a person that thinks very pessimistically, and that I like that. Like that drives me. Like I like the fact that I like being ultra prepared for situations, rather than like, I have friends of mine that are like, oh, it'll all work out. I'm never like, you'll never hear me say that. Oh, it'll all work out. I know. Listen, from a spiritual level, I do believe in the end it will all work out. I do believe that, but I think, you know, they'll be like, they have a massive issue in their life and they're like, oh, it'll be fine. I'm like, no, it fucking won't. So yeah, you know, it's that's really all to say that when it comes to having a dad, it would be weirder for me to have a dad than not have a dad. You know, I'm just so used to it at this point. And but there was a little phase last year where I was like, I craved it, but as I said, it was probably a fantasy more than anything. Because even if I did have a dad, once again, just because you have a dad doesn't mean that they're going to be able to help you. Yeah. And this is I'd say this is definitely one of the big advantages I had in life. Is I tell people all the time, just because you have a dad, that sometimes that can do more damage than it can benefit. Because as a son, you're going to take on some of your father's beliefs. Now, some people take on 90% of their beliefs, and some people take on 10% of their beliefs. But this sounds terrible, but if fundamentally your father he's trying his best, bless him, he's trying his best, and most people are trying their best, but he's just not a competent or inspiring person. If he's
stuck in the matrix,
if he has a shattered worldview, if he's been taught the wrong things, then now you're learning the wrong things. So I guess for me, it was the pressure of like, fuck, I gotta figure out all this shit on my own. But the blessing of that is I had a clean slate.
Imagine if your dad was there and you were like, Dad, I'm dropping out of school. And you're like, no, you're fucking not, mate.
Yeah, no. And the issue is, you're gonna take on, as I said, listen, with the whole C19 stuff, like I really saw with my own two eyes. It's like, imagine if your dad is like forcing you to take these things, and it's like, yeah, I guess I just lost so much faith in men over the last like 3-4 years. Like I truly have. That, yeah, part of that means that I came to a conclusion a couple of years ago. I'm like, oh fuck, maybe actually it's a great thing I didn't have a dad.
Yeah. Well, no, without a doubt, you're a good role model for a lot of guys who are lost and need somebody to look up to. What advice would you give to those, those guys who have gone through a similar situation to you where they don't have the father figure in their life? What would you say to them?
Be very careful who your influences are. Be very, very careful who your influences are, what people you're watching, what people you're looking at, because I think it becomes especially amplified if you don't have a father in your life. And I'm talking about the people online even. The people you look at online start to become almost like your uncles, because you don't really have that father figure to tell you, oh no, that's not the way this works, son. So I would just say, especially if you don't have a dad in your life who, if you learn some stupid shit online, whether that be, once again, when it comes to relationships or business or worldview or whatever it is, if you learn some stupid shit online and you don't have that father to put you in your place and be like, that's not how this works, it becomes even more dangerous. So definitely be very careful who you're looking at online.